3 wins on the bounce for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal Football Club. The only team during the Christmas period to win all 3 games. Confident, aggressive, attacking, expansive, solid defensively. Finally, Mikel Arteta has a handful of games on the bounce where, he leaves the pragmatism behind. He's proven people like me wrong, that he can play a different style of football. He's done it impeccably well in the last 3 games over the course of a week or so. Absolutely brilliant. To win 3 on the bounce after Arsenal's worst run of form since the 70s, almost losing 5 games at home on the bounce in the first time in their history. You have to give credit where credit is due. So a massive well done to Mikel Arteta for, first of all, saving his job. Secondly, for changing his approach. And saying, do you know what? What I'm doing isn't working. Picking his team up and saying, look, listen, can we work together? Can you give me another chance? Let's go out there and be more open. Let's go out there and be more expansive. Let's go out there and express ourselves a little bit more. Mikel Arteta, I think, has listened to his players. Mikel Arteta has listened to his fans. Mikel Arteta has listened to supporters like Igal, like DT, like Adam, who have supported him throughout. They've criticized but supported him. And he's been more attacking for you. He's been more open for you. And as soon as Mikel Arteta changed his approach, we have seen a fantastic Arsenal in the past 3 games. A team that is now only 3 points behind title contenders Chelsea. A team that is only 6 points behind the top 4. They were in a relegation fight 3 games ago. Nobody really foresaw 3 wins on the bounce over Christmas, considering no other team has done that, not Liverpool. They've equally just got points and beaten Brighton and West Brom back-to-back. Brighton and West Brom have taken points off the best team in the world, Liverpool, in recent weeks. They are hard to beat. They are hard to break down at times. And I think it's testament to Mikel Arteta that he has changed his approach to be able to beat these teams. And he deserves nothing but praise. A lot of fans turned on him. And we're going to be speaking to Miguel tonight, Adam, KJ, and the rest of the panel. But I want to pose this to yourselves right now in the audience. How are the Arteta outers who jumped very, very quickly feeling right now? Are they regretting their decision as fans to turn their back on their manager at the drop of a hat? I wonder. Rome wasn't built in a day, and one swift does not a summer make. A good run of games doesn't mean Mikel Arteta is going to make Arsenal champions next year. But you have to give credit where credit's due for turning things around. He's put Arsenal well and truly, in my opinion, back into the top 4 race. And I think the biggest thing, we can move away now from all this nonsense of certain players decided not to play for him. He found out that people had bad attitudes. They were throwing him under the bus. The ball this, the ball that, too big a squad, blah, blah, blah. No, it was Mikel Arteta's fault. He wasn't playing expansively enough. He wasn't being aggressive enough, and they weren't attacking. They were being too conservative and pragmatic. But then you credit a man. You always credit a man or a woman in life, but a man in this case here who changes their approach when they're not getting it right, who has the confidence and the integrity to say, I was wrong. You don't always need to actually say it out loud, but he changed the approach, Mikel Arteta, and that is 3 wins in 3. Arsenal back in the top 4 race. Scintillating performance tonight against a Big Sam team that are rugged and hard to break down. That comes after beating Chelsea and Brighton before that. Do me a big, big favor and smash the like button. We're going to get the panel on in a few moments to have their say, but we need you to hit that like button now, people. Get that done for the Football Terrace right now. We have a super chat from Man Like Zane, who says, just wait when we get Rodgers, Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, best young lineup in the league. I do want to speak about Saka, we know, is brilliant tonight. Martinelli, I don't think he was involved. I don't know. Maybe I missed his name. Even though I was watching the game, I don't think he was on the bench tonight. Smith Rowe, very talented young man as well. And do you know what's interesting? You don't need Ceballos to be creative for you. Smith Rowe, right now, as a kid, is a better player than Danny Ceballos will ever be. What I do find interesting, though, is that Bellerin and Xhaka are part of this resurgence. And 3 or 4 games ago, nobody ever wanted to see them in a shirt again. I did kind of allude to the fact that it wasn't your players. Your squad was too good to be in 15th. It was the approach. It was the management. But I give Arteta absolute props for turning that round and changing it. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. Make sure you're smashing that like button. We're going to show you the league table here. That's how it reads right now. Arsenal climbing. Look at that. They were literally on 14 points 3 games ago. If they were still in around the 14-point mark, look where they would be. Look where they would be. 14 points would have them sitting there in 16th. That's how important that Christmas run has been. And the only team, as you can see, to win 3 games on the bounce over the Christmas period. And then they go into a game on the 14th now. They've got a nice rest from the Premier League. On the 14th, they play Ability FC, Mandem FC, Crystal Palace. They can go 4 on the bounce. And trust me, very few teams this season have won 4 or more on the bounce in the Premier League. It could be great. Can they pull themselves back into that top 4 race? I think so. We're going to get the panel on now. Adam waiting, KJ waiting, Igal waiting. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Sign up to the Discord server as well. Really, really important to the Football Terrace that you get that done. Arsenal fans, we're going to open the lines for you to call in as well, because tonight is about you. Tonight is about the viewers. Let's do this right about now. Sup, KJ. Adam's here. Adam is looking like he had a serious Christmas period. He's just like, yeah, man, you're right. You're all good. And Igal is here as well. I'm going to go to Igal first on this. 3 wins on the bounce. You were right. You were right to keep backing Mikel Arteta. The Arteta outers must be feeling like they're in the absolute mud right now. But how proud are you of Arteta for listening to the fans and to the pundits and to the critics, and he's become a more attacking manager. He's stepped away from this crazy pragmatism. He's thrown in a few academy players, and he said, you know what? Let's change it up. It wasn't my way, wasn't working. Let's try something new. 3 wins on the bounce, back in the top 4 race. Give me your opinions, mate.
It's a beautiful thing when you play players in their right positions, isn't it? And do things that we've been asking for. So for me, there's a couple of things. One, Kieran Tierney is a left back. He's not a left center back. He can also play as a left wing back. But today, you guys seen when he's a left back and he's offered the opportunity to go forward, get into attacking positions, he can cause trouble. And we have not seen the best of Kieran Tierney yet. There's still more to come. And the snow doesn't do anybody any favors. But guess what? Kieran Tierney, it definitely does him some favors, because he was out there. He was in his element today. I loved it. Now let's talk about Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, Aubameyang, Lacazette were playing today, and to me, the person who looked the least in form out of all of them was our guy Aubameyang. Emil Smith-Rowe and Bukayo Saka were doing stuff we haven't seen since the Arsene Wenger days. The one-touch football, the connects, the quick connections, and Lacazette scoring 5 goals now. Is that 5 goals? Am I mistaken, guys? Lacazette scoring 5 goals in 4 games. That to me is something that we need to give praise to. And last but not least, Pablo Mari, Rob Holding, the guys in the back 4, they played well. I think Gabriel Magalhaes will have trouble getting back into the team right now, the way that Pablo Mari has made that left side of the back 4 his position. We need to play players on merit. And you know what, Arteta, the past couple games you've done well, but of course this is West Brom. We should be beating them at least 2-0. Even though we're in a bad run of form, we should always be beating them. We still need you guys to go out in January and improve the squad. And I'm just going to stop there. I'm happy with the performance, guys.
And I hear that. I hear where you're coming from. And Lacazette now on 7 Premier League goals this season. He's done very, very well. But do you know what, mate? I get your point around square pegs, round holes, play people in the right positions. Smith-Rowe's definitely improved the team. But, you know, there's nothing that has happened in the last 3 games that wasn't within Mikel Arteta's control in that 11-game run of absolute abomination of football. It's about him allowing these football players to go out there and express themselves, because what I've witnessed in the last 3 games is you attacking. The reason you're able to play that one-touch football is because you've got more than 2 players going forward in your attacks. Now, the players didn't decide, do you know what, Mikel, we're not going to listen to you anymore. We're just going to go out and play our own game. That's a kind of nonsense that the fake Man United fans push, freestyle football. It doesn't exist. Your players were following instructions and it wasn't working. That's why I think Mikel Arteta deserves, look, Lacazette, praise him for what he did. Tierney, brilliant today. Saka's been great all season, to be fair. You praise the individuals, but the manager here deserves 95% of the credit, because he has had the integrity as a man to say, I was wrong. I'm going to change it, though. And do you know what? You look at Lampard right now at Chelsea. What are they all angry about? that you won't change. You look at Man United's situation with Ollie. Man started making early substitutions, dragging people off at half-time, taking off the worst performing player yesterday in Scott McTominay. These were things he wasn't doing 3 or 4 months ago. And it takes a real man and a real person to be able to admit their mistakes. Now, you don't need to say it publicly. You don't need to, release a press statement, a press conference, say I got something wrong. You just make the changes. Actions speak louder than words. Adam, give me your thoughts and feelings on 3 wins on the bounce. You're back in the top 4 race. And you, in my opinion, and I'm saying this loud, within 3 matches, you're going in front of Chelsea.
Woo. I wish. It would be nice if we could. I'll talk about the game first and foremost. Let me just say that I think Bukayo Saka is an unbelievable talent. He's absolutely fantastic. And what I love about his game and what I love about what he's doing is that he's getting more arrogant with the way that he plays. I can see him getting frustrated when people don't pass him the ball the way he wants it, or when people don't do things properly. And I love that. I think the best players have that arrogance. And I can see Saka starting to develop that in his game. Pablo Mari played fantastically today. Rob Holding was solid. And yes, I understand that it's West Brom and that, it's not the best team. They're a team who are also in transition, who will probably get relegated this season. But you can only beat what's put in front of you. And recently, Arsenal haven't been doing that. So I'm going to take what I can get. But obviously, I have to save my biggest and loudest praise for Kieran Tierney, the man that trains in a T-shirt, even when it's cold, 0 degrees. The man that plays in snow in a T-shirt. My Scottish Braveheart, Tesco bag Tierney, whose shirt is still tucked in to this very moment. I love that guy so much. He's a future Arsenal captain. And bro, honestly, it just feels good. It feels good to be able to talk about an Arsenal win, especially when we didn't think we were going to get any points from those games. We were spoken about getting battered by Chelsea, getting battered by Southampton, Brighton rolling over us, and these guys as well. But I thought Big Sam was going to kill us today, quite frankly. And yet here I am celebrating an Arsenal 4-0 victory and a clean sheet. It's mad, bro. It's mad.
It is. KJ, I've got a super chat that man like Zane put in a few moments ago saying, KJ, we are coming for you. Laka will get more goals than Rashford and Martial combined. Zane is back on the sauce, I think, after a heavy Christmas. He was Arteta out the last time Zane was on the show. Zane, let us know what your thoughts and feelings are on Arteta now. But you know what, KJ, myself and you, we obviously bantered Arsenal a hell of a lot when they're on that bad run, and why would we not? But all seriousness, how good have they been in the last 3 games, and how much further do you think they can go?
They've been good. They've been very good. They've beaten what has gone in front of them. People will say, "Oh, it's only West Brom, it's only Brighton, it's only Chelsea." You know what I'm saying? But you gotta play well to beat these teams, because West Brom have taken points off the top teams. Brighton have taken points off the top teams. Both of those teams have been very hard to beat for a lot of people. You even saw today, Brighton, they gave Wolves a game and fought back to get a 3-3 draw. So you gotta listen, props to Arsenal. I said that after their win against Brighton, that the title, the relegation battle's over. You know what I mean? It's done. It's done now. You guys are in the middle, yeah? And listen, hey, you Arsenal fans be excited.
Nah,
you guys are back. You guys are back now, right? You guys are back, and you guys could be challenging for the title like the rest of us, because you're not that far off. As DT made a tweet earlier saying, "Hey, we're closer to the top than you are the bottom." So, title charge. You know what I'm saying? Title charge, maybe.
Don't do that.
Just think about it. But anyway, I just want to talk about one guy that I defend a lot on this channel, even though he's an Arsenal player, and it's Bukayo Saka. Yeah. I say it all the time. He is your best player. He is your best player, and you guys need to build a team around him and get the best out of him, because Aubameyang's coming to the end of his time in football because he just doesn't look hungry enough. Lacazette is in form now, but how long can you keep him for? Do you want to cash in on him while he's on good form, get some money in, and reinvest into the squad? Ozil's nowhere to be seen. He is the future of Arsenal, so protect him, look after him, because he is a special boy.
He really is. I wanted to ask a question as well here. We are going to talk about the Arteta out campaign in a bit, because I am interested in that. We're a fan forum, and we're here to speak about what fans think as much as anything else. But on Arteta, I'm going to go to Adam first on this. What do you think it is that made Arteta change his approach, his system to allow you to be more expansive? Because I know it's partly to do with the players he's picked, but these are all his decisions. What's made him, Pepe in the last few games, unless I've missed something, he's been pushed right to the outskirts. Williams made a few sub appearances, so he's really pushed out some of your terrible players and your terrible performers. He's made you become more expansive. What do you think's triggered that action from Mikel Arteta?
You know what? I think it's just the realization that football's not a hard game. Like, football doesn't have to be difficult. And there's a lot of people that overcomplicate the game of football. He's dropped the players that weren't performing, and he's picked the players that are hungry, the young guys, and they've proven themselves. And I think another thing is that everybody could see, every single person that watched any Arsenal game could see, we were crying out for someone in the middle. Unless we play like Liverpool, where we have a striker that drops really deep and then our wingers cut in, which wasn't banging, we needed someone in the middle that could create for us. He's now brought in Emile Smith-Rowe, who's doing exactly that. And the thing is, I don't even think Emile Smith-Rowe is doing anything fancy. The guy is just keeping it ticking. He's getting the ball, he's passing it, he's moving. He's getting the ball, he's running into the channels. He's not doing anything fancy. I could really go and do what ESR is doing, but it's the fact that we haven't seen it for so long. It just means that, like, as I say, football's a really, really simple game. And I think because, I don't know if this is a new age manager thing or what, but there are certain managers that I think the best ones are flexible. And it's one thing I rate about Oli, that when he sees something isn't really working, he might switch it up for a big game, then go back to something else for a smaller game. And I think the best managers are able to be flexible in their approach. And that is what I think is Mikel Arteta is learning. And it will be a valuable thing for him to continue, because it serves the best managers best.
Do you know what's interesting about you saying that? Sorry. On Smith-Rowe, I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to come across as a salty rival. But you've said it, so I will. I think he's been good in these last 3 games. But I'm not looking at him. The way I look at Saka when I see him play, I see someone that could reach tier 1. When I see Emile Smith-Rowe, he could get to that. He could have a push on and become. I look at him and go, he looks like a good player. Much better than the Willocks. Much better than who's the other lad? Nelson and Ketcher. He's better than those guys, but I wouldn't put him in Saka's level. But as you say, he's moving the ball well. He's doing the right things. I was reading the blog the other day, and it was talking about the death of the system managers and the reinvention of the more fluid and sort of, you can argue freestyle manager if you want to call them that, but managers that will change their system to suit a certain team. And there's been a few games recently where you watch it and it's just 2 systems that don't allow the other ones to play, and it becomes a very boring approach. Everyone wanted a system manager. Everyone wanted a Klopp. Everybody wanted a Pep. Everybody wanted that kind of football. What if you watch football as long as I have, and everyone that's in their 40s will have seen it more, anyone in their 50s or 60s will have seen it even more. Football goes in cycles where certain styles, certain approaches, remember 15 years ago, maybe a bit less than 15 years ago, maybe 13 years ago, we all thought that tiki-taka was here to stay forever and nothing could beat tiki-taka. And then this sort of German machine approach where it was, you remember when Bayern Munich were just like rinsing everybody with this kind of strong defensive, fast-flowing counter-attack football, and then Real Madrid came back with something completely different again, which was just, it almost reminded me of, like, you remember like Jose's Chelsea team? It was like them on roids, with big, strong men that could also fall. I don't even know what you call the style, right? But you just see these evolutions. We might just be about to go into a new system and a new era where the kind of more, not freestyle football, but the more you work on drills and stuff in training, but I'd call them expressive managers, where players can go out there and express themselves based on the mood of the day. And based on, 1 week you play Chelsea, the next week you're playing Brighton, you approach it slightly differently, rather than just having a one system fits all. I wouldn't be surprised if that way of coaching comes back in and starts winning tournaments again, because you get this. It was only a couple of years ago, people said pragmatic football was dead. And then we see some pragmatic managers win some major trophies again. It always is going to be coming swings and roundabouts like that. We have a super chat here that says Tierney plays with a bravery and courageousness that I love. We need that mentality more at Arsenal.
That snow gave him powers today. Man thought he was in the Highlands of Scotland again. You know what I mean? Training with his shirt off, with them long swords, fam. That's what my man was doing. Man, like
110%, 110%. Igal, you were going to say something before I went on my
the disrespect of what little things that Arteta would do, he would get disrespected for. So I want, when he does stuff right, I want the disrespect and the praise to be the same level, because the disrespect was super loud, but the praise is so quiet I can't even hear it anymore. So after we win games like Chelsea, after we get 3 games on the bounce, after we have Lacazette, who's been on poor form, back in form, we have the youngsters playing, we have players playing in the rightful positions, everyone's firing, and it looks like our season can be back on track. The same time where guys were saying we're going to get relegated, I never said we're going to look down at those relegation teams, because to me, we're always better than these teams that are going to get relegated. We're never in that situation. Yes, mathematically we were, but we were never actually in that situation. So people need to calm down. Arteta was never going to get sacked, never going to get over, or never going to lose his job. Now he has the freedom to understand that he's going to go into this window happy. And the people who were disrespecting him, saying he was going to get sacked after the Chelsea game, saying this, that, where's the praise now? Because he deserves some.
Yeah, Igal, you just said you're now out of the relegation battle because the math shows that it's pretty much done. But the math shows that you're getting closer to top 4 in the top. Like, surely you guys must now start believing again that
it's take it one game at a time. Adam, let me say this. I get where you're coming from, Adam. Take it one game at a time. Don't change your expectations. Change as everything changes. So right now, take it one game at a time. Nothing is unrealistic. Everything is still on the table. We could go lower. We could go higher. We don't know. So just take it one game at a time. Hopefully things get better.
You know, it's unrealistic. I don't care what anyone. It's unrealistic.
I remember Man United did it last year.
We went on that 22-game unbeaten run. You lot said we were going to win the league, and I told you, no, it's not going to happen. It's unrealistic.
When you say unrealistic, I mean top 4 is not unrealistic, though, is it?
It's unrealistic. It is unrealistic completely.
Top 4, top 6 is
but top 4 is legit on.
No, it's not. It's not.
It is.
Okay.
Arsenal, it's not.
One thing that you said there, Gal, that I wanted to say, like you pulled on. I stand by what I said before the Chelsea game, in the sense of I felt you were going to get battered, and I felt that Arteta was close to getting the sack. I wasn't wrong.
I think he was never going to get sacked.
No, I wasn't wrong. I'm basing that on what I'd seen from Arteta. I'm basing that on the way he set your team up, the players he was picking, and the way he told you to go out there and play. He's changed his approach. I can't tell the future. I don't know when he's going to change his approach. Since he's changed it, I've seen a different Arsenal team. And that's why I don't think people were wrong for being on his neck. I don't think people were wrong for saying this guy doesn't know what he's doing, because he was making the mistakes week in, week out. And they looked like there was no light at the end of the tunnel. Where I'll give the man praise now is to say he's changed it. It's about growing from here. So you're not going to get Arteta outers to suddenly be like, actually, I got it wrong. They might praise him for these wins, but their view is going to be, can we now win the 4th game? Can we go 4, 5, 6 games without losing? Can we actually get ourselves out of 11th place and back into this top 4 race? Because that's where your squad should be, whether people like it or not. The reason it was so laughable when you were 15th is because you're in the top 7 teams in the country for squads. So if your manager does a good job, you should be in that top 7 as a bare minimum, I think, Arsenal Football Club. So that's where you should be pushing for. So I get where you're coming from. The super chat here that says, I can't believe my club Chelsea gave Arsenal their power back.
Thank you.
It is very true. Chelsea have got a lot to answer for, haven't they, as a football club? And I do think within 3 games, though, you are going to be in front of them, and it will be absolutely peak. It really will. We have a few more super chats to do here. Get your comments in, please, ladies and gentlemen. I want to hear from you right now on the Football Terrace. Get your super chat questions in for the panel. One here says the key to Arsenal right now is they have spirit. They're attacking. They have spirit. They're attacking players. KT on the left and Saka on the right. That guy Saka is unreal. He is. He's very, very good. But you need to look to build on that. You do need to look to build on that, because no club should be relying on a 19-year-old. It's not fair on the 19-year-old, man. Man's got to be, because he's going to have some up and down moments in the next few years where he dips and goes inconsistent. That's normal. Don't put too much pressure on the young man. KG put in pressure. KJ. It's not KG, but it's KG.
I'm not putting no pressure on. I'm just Arsenal fans were telling me at the start of the season that like Arteta is better than Oli. So if Oli can be second, yo, with the way the season's going now, why can't Arteta, who's
In
man,
the
who's
English
I
game.
don't apologize for them, bro. They were all wrong. Oli is better than Arteta. Let's just have it right
That's
now.
not true. That's not true. We don't know that. We don't know who's better. It's still yet to be determined who's better between Oli, Lampard, Arteta. Nobody has yet accomplished anything of note. The only person who's accomplished anything of note is getting top 4 for Oli and Lampard, and Arteta getting the FA Cup. Neither of them have yet gone clear of each other. Let's be honest.
So again, so what you're saying is it's still possible for you, man, to do a madness.
I'm not saying it's possible for us to do a madness. I'm saying it's too early to judge three managers and say which one's clear of which. That's all I'm saying.
All right, cool. You man told me at the start of the season that Arteta was the guy in front of both of them. So
at that time,
I'm going off what you guys were saying.
You know what I like about this? It shows that Igal. I'm going to say this with respect. You're starting to learn football. Because in the summer, you're like, no, our guy's clear as won a cup. Now you're like, no, I'm not saying anyone's clear of anybody. I'm keeping my powder dry. I'm going to relax a little bit. I like that approach, Igal. That's sensible, my friend. Jerome here says, not being a salty fan, but that showed Arteta's, desperation to survive, and it worked for now. Adam is keeping his cool head, which is good. The only way it goes wrong, though, Jerome, for Arteta is if he changes, if he goes back to being overtly pragmatic. The football that Arsenal played in the last 3 games, and what's great is they've beaten a title contender, and they've beaten Brighton and West Brom, who were teams that took points off of Liverpool. Liverpool are the best attacking, best defensive, best. This is the best Premier League team of all time. Liverpool. They drop. That's what they told us. Best of all, the greatest of all time. Right? The greatest of all time.
The GOATs.
West Brom and Brighton took points of them, and Arsenal have just outplayed them both. This is sending shockwaves across football.
And remember, the FA Cup champions, people. You can't discredit the FA Cup.
AJ, stop this. Stop
What?
this.
I'm not doing nothing. I'm giving you guys credit. You guys have been doing really well. You're on form right now.
Let me put a smile on Adam's face. Adam, let me put a smile on your face. If buts and maybes, we know that. But if we continue to play the players on merit that we see playing the way they're playing, I can see us continuing this run, hopefully. Do you not see that continuing?
Okay. And I'm going to stop you right there, because let's not forget, we had a good run last season, bro. We were playing 3 at the back. We had our thing. We were kicking it to Aubameyang, and he was scoring goals. And then we got figured out. We got patterned by a lot of teams. Now he's switched up to something else. It will take a couple of games, and someone will figure us out again. And then he's going to have to reinvent again. So until he does that, or until he finds some way to switch it up before we get caught out, I'm not getting gassed. Even one game at a time is too much.
I've got a question.
I'm not getting gassed either, but I'm just saying, if we take it one game at a time, we beat Palace. And then after Palace, who do we have? We have Newcastle. If we somehow go on a 5-game winning streak, then you have to say, yo.
If you do that, Igal, that means your 5 wins on the bounce will have happened, but just there'll be a 3-month gap from when you said it to when it actually happens. That would be amazing. One more super chat, and then we're getting the rest of the panel on. We're going to add one at a time, though, so everyone can have their say. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm really not trying to hear American Donnies talk foolishness about football. Get off my screen, bruh.
It's good he's not American then, because that would have been peak.
Igal isn't from that strong country called America. He's from that weak, limp country called Canada, bruv. Like them ones there. That's why, they say sorry for everything. They had their milk in bags. Very strange country. Now, do you know what? I love Canada.
Tell me, before you get the other panelists, I've just got a question for these two, man. You've seen Emil Smith Rowe starting to come into his own. He's balling out. That 1-2 combination play for that goal was mad. Like, I know that goal was sick, fam. I'm not even trying to lie, fam. That goal was sick. Surely it means that the transfer window ain't really much of an issue now. You man are starting to play like. Are you guys not worried about the transfer window no more? Like, are you guys like, these are the? You guys were saying the youth.
And let me say one thing, right? Let me say one thing. I want to call Igal out here. We're going to be introducing very soon a new intro where someone wants to call people out. It's going to be like a 20-second intro so we can clear the room and just have the 2 people that are calling each other out in. I'm in the middle of designing it, but can't do that for now because it don't exist. But Gal, you said about 2 weeks ago on this show, the ball of the problem, we buy bad, there's like fraud going on, like all madness going on with the club. You're now like 3 wins on the bounce, and you're just sort of ignoring that, and you're just going to let these same fraudsters and bad people that are running the club go out and buy players for you in January. Is there still major problems with the way your club is run? Or was that you just deflecting away from Arteta?
No. Of course, there's still major problems. But the question is, Emil Smith-Rowe is not the answer to our issues, because if he gets injured, we're back at square one. So we still need to address the midfield and get another cam in. Because if we're going to be back at square one if Emil Smith-Rowe's out. And yes, the board are still a problem. We have a lot of people have tried to protest the board. I look at I haven't really been able to do anything. What can we do? We're, as fans, all we can really do is try not to go to games or not buy merch. But you know what? I can't do that. I still support the club. I still buy the stuff. I still wear
Wait, what kind of resistance fighter are you, bro? You're out here saying your board is bad and wearing the gear, fam. Weak, bro.
A gal is a stormtrooper, bro. He's a stormtrooper. In the staff room, he's like, it's terrible what we do in it. Do you want to leave? Nah, bruv, the pension's good. Do you know what I mean? Like, the man ain't leaving. It's 100%.
No, but to answer your question,
go on.
We have, as bad as our recruitment has been, we've identified the players that are good. We just don't spend the extra money to get those players because they always cost more than we need to get.
Cheap. Listen, if I offended anyone who's Canadian, I'm not apologizing. I'm just saying it was a joke. It's a joke. I love your country. I've been there many times. If I ever was to leave the best country in the world, which is the UK, and I think we're the best country in the world because it's my home, I don't actually mean we're the best. It's just in my art. That's a heart without the H. I'd move to Canada because I think it's absolutely brilliant. Do you know what I mean? My city, Ottawa, best city as well. In
Ottawa.
It's Ottawa, bro. Best hockey.
Ottawa looks like it belongs in Harry Potter, fam. What are you chatting about, bro?
Ottawa, best hockey team. Sens, go Sens. Woo! Better than your Maple Leaf things and all the other Montreal. The Maple Leaf.
Leave the Blue Jays alone, fam. You leave the Blue Jays alone, bro.
The Sens. Right, we're gonna get more of the panel on. First up on the show, we're gonna go for a little bit of a rival here because I know this guy. He's really scared. By the way, TD Shifts, yes, you come in via the StreamYard link. We'll share it in a minute. Excuse me. We're going to get David on because David's a Chelsea fan right now who is so scared of being caught. So scared of getting caught by you. Honestly, this guy is hacking himself, bruv. He's so scared. It is unbelievable. David.
Trust me, I'm worried, bro. No. To be honest, I actually came on, and I have to say, well done to Arteta for making changes because it's something I wish my manager would do. Second of all, the addition of Smith-Rowe has been fantastic. I can't lie. He's a very good young player, and Saka right now is proving my point wrong. I will give you that. Ooh. However, one thing I will warn you about these young players because it happened at my club last year. They do have limited amount of good games, which is why you do need to go in the transfer window because you will have those games where all of them will not perform. And knowing your club, you will switch on them so fast.
Yeah,
so
but
you do need to go in the transfer window. However, on your current form, you are a better team than us right now. Currently.
Yeah, Zayn, the super chatter man, said it. Martinelli, Smith Rowe, Saka, best youngsters combination in the league. Why do they need to go and buy more players when they've got the youth blood? They've got the youth.
I mean, if you want to trust in them, that's cool. But
you know what it is? You trust in those youth. The problem you've got is
you've got to back it.
You've got Pepe and Willian who are dead. Not even dead food, bruv. They weren't even alive food. They can't be dead because they're just awful, right? And then I have to say, Aubameyang is still looking hella janky, bro.
Would you drop Aubameyang? Would you drop Aubameyang?
Someone took a shit in his mouth and then they got morning breath and poo mixed out.
Drop Aubameyang. Get in that Balogun kid you guys have been talking about.
Yeah, bro. Yo, listen, I said it before on a chat with League Honor and Adam. Yo, flat Earth thing, destroy it, bro. Youth thing, fam. Ajax style, fam. Just go for it, boys. But you got nothing to lose.
I hear that. We're bringing on Kesh. We're bringing Kesh onto the stream now to have you say, Kesh, welcome back to the show, bruv. 3 wins from 3. It's coming home, isn't it? It's coming home. You're going to win the league.
Listen, we've got to keep grounded, man. Keep grounded. Be happy, innit? Be happy that we're starting to see the performance that us fans deserve. If you look at the tally, I think we got, what was it? I can't remember. One more point than we did last season after 17 games or whatever. Like, it's small steps, baby steps. So let's not get carried away. I feel the youth players that's come in, Smith Rowe, like I've been saying for the beginning of the season, once we get someone in like that can knit the play together, you'll start seeing a lot more pattern of play. I know people are saying that, oh, it's because Arteta's released the freedom. I said that in the beginning. I said he's scared to take the handbrakes off because he doesn't feel like he's got the players that he can do it with. Now you've got someone in like Smith Rowe. He's not the messiah or someone that's generational talent like the likes of probably Saka who can reach there, Greenwood and that, Foden. But what he is, he's a simple player and he understands the game. Like football's a simple game. You don't have to do trickeries like the way Pepe does and that. Just get on the ball, you play 1-2. Like coaches have always told me, like, you play the ball, you move, and that's the easiest way to break your opponents down. And he does that, as you saw today.
Yes, Kesh. I like that belief.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that. And do you know what is a little frustrating as a Man United fan? You guys are just picking up form. And in terms of it's 4 weeks until you play Man United, but in terms of Premier League games, I think it's only like 2 or 3 games time. So I am starting to get a little nervous now. I really wish like timing. I really wanted to play you during that like peak horrible period.
Embarrass us.
I know, no, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. Because you end up being like Mighty, where you give them confidence. You give them confidence.
Well, no, I didn't think it was. It depends on the attitude you go into the games on. What I will say as well, as good as Arsenal have been in the last 3 games, I do think there's been an element of teams started to take you too lightly. I watched West Brom did that against Leeds because it's what happens, right? The way West Brom played against Liverpool is how West Brom played against Man United. It's how they played against Chelsea in the beginning. They were resilient. They were compact. They were hard to break down. They made it difficult. West Brom tonight played against Arsenal, how they play against the other mid-table teams and lower, where they open up and try and play a bit of ball. And that's what I don't get, the mentality of it. You are still Arsenal Football Club. And I think the more games you deserve these 3 wins. I'm not taking nothing away from you, but I think teams have gone into these matches thinking, everyone else has done them, so will we. Especially you Chelsea Muppets. You went into that game and you all were like, even though you didn't want to say it publicly, you're like, this is Christmas again. Christmas Day is on a bounce. And you've got to be careful when you do that. It reminded me of when Lennox Lewis first boxed Rackman. Went into that fight, not really ready for it, not thinking the guy could do much, and he got his plug sparked. And that's what's happened in these last few games. You've got to treat, bad as Arsenal were, they needed to be treated with absolute respect because they do have top-class players in their team. They've got brilliant players in other positions, and they do have a decent young manager. But yeah, Terry, you read like you are. Terry, you read what you're counting.
That's rude.
Well, I mean, look, it's a good thing I'm not a sensitive boy, isn't it? Because I am dyslexic, so I kind of read like a dyslexic person with like a brain that don't really read too good. But yeah, thank you very much for pointing out.
Fans, think about it like this year.
Thank you.
If the league started 3 games ago, you'd be at top of the league right now.
KJ,
keep it like this. If you win another 3 games and Liverpool continue on their current form, you'll only be 3 or 4 points.
I'm gonna stop you right there. KJ.
Why?
Listen, don't fall for the bait. Arsenal fans,
No, on the level. On the level. Man United and Liverpool, yeah, they've got to play each other, so one of them's dropping points anyway, right? Gal's been talking about for weeks how Spurs are imposters and their XG is awful, right? So that's one top 4 team. Chelsea right now look awful. Leicester look awful. You guys win 3-4 games on the bounce. All the other teams dropping points. You can get in the top 4 very easy.
No, listen, one game at a time.
An apology then.
Right?
Then you owe us an apology.
No, because when I was talking about you, I was talking about you as of your form at that time. I never said you are completely dead and you will never get back to the top. I said as of that time.
I did. Yeah, I have said, but listen, I'm not going to change my view. I think I still genuinely think Arsenal are a long way away from being a big team again. And you are. You're on a good run at the minute, and I can tell by a gal's face, he wants to just let it out and be like, "We're back." I could see it.
Don't.
Terry,
Who have you got in Europa League as well? Who have you got in Europa League?
Benfica, you are a good.
You can beat Benfica.
No.
Your second team. You can beat them with your second team.
Guys, I want to speak to young Samuel. Young Samuel is back. How you doing, mate?
Bro, I'm feeling good. But Arsenal fans is right now. Just keep the tone down, yeah? I don't want to fall in from the same old rubbishing, title charges on, we can win the league. Just have a level head, yeah? I can see them putting the bait out, yeah? We're swimming in the sea and the cage is throwing that bait in, yeah? We've got to calm ourselves down. Relax, Gal, please. Relax, please. We have to keep a level head, one game at a time, yeah? Because I can't take any more of us getting clipped up. Please.
Samuel, I've got a question for you. You hate Kroenke, yeah? You think Kroenke is a bad owner, yeah?
So not all of it is Kroenke's fault. I say some of the
do you think Kroenke is a bad owner? Yes or no?
Yes, he is. He's a bad owner.
Why are you wearing this shirt? Why are you wearing the shirt?
Wait, no. Basically, this is not. I had not paid.
Basically.
This was more for a website, unofficial website.
No, they
still
get pays for it. Someone still has to pay Arsenal for those shirts.
It was a gift.
Man went on a Chinese website to buy it for nothing. That's the worst lie I have heard in a long time, bro. That is a terrible. If you get stopped by the police, you try lying like that, bro, you're getting nicked. You know what I'm saying, bro? You're getting absolutely nicked. We're going to add 2 more callers in. We're going to add Brandon. We're going to add Cam as well. Cam. Jesus, bruv. You're right.
He's the white tie.
JJ, I did that on purpose here because you're asking why did you buy. Listen, I earned my money to buy these shirts. I have not bought a shirt for over 10 years, bruv. Yeah, because I didn't like Puma. Yeah, the Puma shirts were dead. Yeah, dead. Completely dead. Yeah, Adidas came in with these fashion shirts. I bought this for fashion. Yeah. Don't come out. Why did you buy this? I still hate Kroenke. I still don't want him at my club. But I will buy this shirt because it's very fashionable. Listen, I was on these man, yeah. I was on every Arsenal fan for nearly 10 years. Don't buy shit. Don't. How can we get Kroenke out? How are we gonna get Kroenke out?
Go on, mate.
Huh?
Why did you give up then? If you were on it for years, why now? Why stop now, bro?
I didn't give up.
You clearly have. Look at
the shirt. I wanted to buy a shirt. Alright, KJ, have you bought a shirt?
No, bro.
When was the last time you bought a shirt?
Last season.
Okay, then say no more. Say no more. Okay. Last season, bro.
Last season, I thought we were about to do madness, and plus, I didn't do it.
So that's what I thought this season, bro. That's what I thought this season, bro.
Wait. So last season, I never actually buy the kits when they first come out.
You're a liar, but I hate when people say, "No, it got bought for me. It got bought for me." I will own up. I used my own heart.
Man, relax yourself. Listen, I buy them at the end of the season when they're half price because I'm a cheapskate like that. I don't care, fam. Like, I ain't paying £60 for my United shirt. But what happened is, I was like, yo, these man don't actually care about this club. That's when I realized my eyes were opened, and that's when I was true on the resistance thing. I haven't bought or worn a Man United shirt since the Crystal Palace game. You haven't seen me on here with one, mate.
I'm changing the subject massively right now for a reason. Whenever I see Cam, right? Have any of you seen the film Four Lions?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, come on.
You remind me of one of the characters from Four Lions with your beard, brother. Just made
a lot of white. Listen, a lot of men are gonna be my. Look, I know I don't care about the color. A lot of men will be jealous of my full compacted beard.
I'm jealous of the beard. I'm happy I don't have that color. But yeah, aside from that, do you know what I mean?
Hey, listen, I big up the gingers out there, man. Come on, man. We all have souls. Don't let these men gas you.
I'm so deluded for calling Saka better than Pulisic. So I'm delusional for calling Saka better than Pulisic.
He's a Chelsea fan. He's a Chelsea.
I mean, argument.
Is Saka better than Pulisic?
Listen, don't compare him to Pulisic. Where's Callum Hudson-Odoi? Chat to me, guys. Where's Callum Hudson-Odoi? Where is he?
Hey, listen, like I said, you can't really compare them right now, man. Sorry, Adam.
I was just gonna say I'm on a personal mission
right now. Go on.
To stop Arsenal becoming the banter club. We're not comparing Saka and Cho. We're not comparing Saka and Pulisic anymore. Saka's doing what he's doing. Pulisic, Havertz, Cho, let them be their generational talents. They can do it. Saka's dead. You lot already put him in that dead category. We're not being a banter club anymore. We're not doing it. So if you want to say that he's dead, cool. He's dead.
Leave him. Let him be dead.
He can pull out in peace. For now, we're just going to leave that young king alone.
Hold on. I saw one of your own fans moved him down. I saw one of your fans moved him down.
I don't care.
No, he moved the rest of the team. Saka was stayed where he was.
Yeah, David. No, that was you, bro. You the
I put him in overrated. I still think he's a good player. I just think he gets a bit too much gas.
On a real level, though, and I'll just say this because I'm neutral to both teams in that regard. Saka in the lot has been from the start of last season. That's when he made his debut. Essentially, he has been a better player than Pulisic in the Premier League. I don't care about ability. This is where ability lets you down because, like, Saka's outperformed him. I don't care which one's got the better touch, who dribbles best, who looks the best on the ball, you know, whose center of gravity works best, who's got the most clips on YouTube, who's got the best turn of phrase given to them by a weird football hipster that knows nothing. I care about who delivers, and Saka delivers. Saka's been delivering in a really poor Arsenal. Even when Arsenal were poop a few weeks back, Saka still looked good. Pulisic has looked decent in a Chelsea team that's been better than Arsenal for 18 months. So, yeah, Saka clear of Pulisic.
I'd give you Hudson-Odoi, but I wouldn't give you Pulisic.
I would.
David, the whole argument is over when Pulisic can't even play 5 games in a row. Like, it's done.
He's on 3 right now, so he's got 2 more to go.
He's on 3. My man's so injury prone. Yeah, my man's warming up again injured. Don't chat about him.
Yeah, bro. Listen, he's he's not as bad as Naby Keita, but I didn't realize that Naby Keita got onto an aeroplane fit and well. Yeah. And by the time it landed, he was injured.
He was injured, bro. How do you do that?
Man, I got injured opening a pack of peanuts, bro.
Terry, do you remember when Liverpool fans told us that Naby Keita was like a ball? Like they told us like he was better than Pogba.
When was this? When was this?
This was during we'll call him Baby Keita, bro.
Man, are you telling me man got on a plane fully fit and got off the plane injured?
Yes.
How do you do?
And by the way, this wasn't like us guys when we go on an airplane. This guy was in first class, full luxury. This wasn't like he was crammed in. You know, like sometimes you get on a plane, you're in that seat where your head's like this, and you're all like cramped up. This guy was basically had a lay down bed.
I'm trying to work how he got injured. How did you get injured?
Maybe he got cramped.
Yeah. Where did it? No, furthermore, where did he get injured? Where was he injured?
He's pulled a groin or something. Just sitting down.
You know one thing I would say though.
That sounds like a Jack Wilshere.
Terry, you know one thing I need to say. I remember when Emery played Saka on the right for a few games, and the fans was ripping Emery to pieces, saying, "What's he doing? What's he doing?" We've got, like, as the guy said, Arteta got all the smoke. You've got to come out and give credit because he's looking like a different beast on that right hand side than he's on the left.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's a comment here from Kevin Ford that says, "If Chelsea keep Lampard, Arsenal will finish above them." Can I ask you a question, Igal? I want to go to Igal on this question. Cool, sure. If you finish as long as it isn't you finishing 10th and then finishing 11th, which no one's going to celebrate. If you finish above Chelsea this year, how much are you going to rip into these? We are title contenders. We are better than Liverpool. How about you going to rip into these, man? If Arsenal finish
Igal, after you, please.
I've always said to you, we only look up. We don't look down. So if they're below us, I won't speak about them.
Hang on a minute.
Listen, this is a personal thing for me. Chelsea is personal for me.
Summer talking about us.
What?
Go, man. Come on, man. You know you're going to give smoke.
What?
Igal, you've been giving Tottenham smoke. So wait, so you only smoke the teams above you? What kind of logic is that?
If you're below me, you're an afterthought.
I want to hear Brandon.
Sorry,
I expected the Gal to be like, I'm going to rip all these guys.
You were saying,
you're right. Let Brandon talk. He hasn't even spoken.
You only talk about the teams above you, not the ones below you. Sorry, you are right. So I just was a bit confused. I was sitting there, I don't get it. Brandon.
You asked the wrong person, Terry. You asked the wrong person, honestly.
Terry.
Brandon, go for it.
If you remember rightly, it's quite a while ago now. It was near the beginning of the season. I remember calling into you and saying that I didn't think Chelsea were in the title race, and that was when they was playing well. And my point's just being proven, you know. As regards to Arsenal, yes, it is 3 wins on the bounce, but it's 3 wins against 3 very average teams. So it's nothing to get gassed about. If we can carry on with the winning run, then maybe we can turn up the gas a little bit more. KJ, I know what you're trying to do, mate. I know exactly what you're trying to do. Just because your fans are getting gassed, thinking that they're gonna win the league now, doesn't mean you can turn up the gas on us, mate.
No. Our fans are still Ollie out, fam. Win, lose, or draw, fam. So don't worry about us, bruv. Like, all I'm saying is, I'm just laying out the facts right now for you guys. You guys are the only team right now with 3 wins in a row. If you win 2 of your games in a row, you're the first team to hit 5 in a row. That is an achievement, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that is something to clearly build off and be excited about. That's all I'm saying.
Brandon, I know you're still Arteta. If he wins every game and he beats Man United, will that still change your mind, or are you saying he still has to go?
No, for me, right, he has to do a madness for me to turn my opinion around. He has to do a madness. He has to either get us in the top 4,
win the league,
or win the Europa League. That is the minimum expectation. I don't see him doing it still, right? I think that he's made too many mistakes this season. The only reason that we've picked up form now is because he is doing what the fans have been asking all season. Play Saka, play Martinelli. Well, Martinelli was injured, but play Emil Smith-Rowe in that number 10.
Yeah, but Smith-Rowe had a shoulder injury. You have to apply Smith-Rowe.
But you see the difference. You play a proper number 10 in a number 10 role, that's what you get. With so much more.
You have to add one. So how can you say that? How can you apply that logic to it?
Or playing Willian and Lacazette at number 10, so it's not a fair judgment on Arteta, really. Because
he tried with the Willian and it did not work.
Yeah, no, I get it, but it's just certain little things.
Boys, I've got to go, but fair play to Arsenal. They played really well today. And I'm worried about tomorrow because if we lose, you're 3 points behind.
You're going to be fine.
3 points.
We will
3 points. Remember that. 3 points.
I'll be
3
here.
points.
So we will be live tomorrow at full time after Chelsea versus Man City. So make sure to tune in. One more Chelsea fans just joined us. Actually, man like Ches is here. Ches, I can feel it. I can't see you. But
Come on camera, Ches.
I can't catch, man.
Come on camera.
He can't because he's crying because he knows that Arsenal were overtaking him within 3 games, don't you, Ches? You're in.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm shook for tomorrow, bro. I'm gone. If we lose tomorrow, like, you guys are gonna see me melt down for the first time. I'll actually be upset. Like, I come on camera, I'll be upset. Arsenal, fair play. You guys have turned up your form. Arteta's kind of proving a lot of people wrong, but at the same time, I rate Adam and that for being level-headed because look what happened to Chelsea when we got gassed. So I actually kind of rate how you guys being humble. But let's see, man. If you guys overtake us, fair play, innit? But let's see.
Yeah, do you know what's funny about everyone getting gassed? Like we saw, I don't know her name, the lady that tweeted it when it went semi-viral, who was she's Ollie Outer, but she's like, listen, it's win-win for me. If we end up winning the league, I'm going to celebrate. If it all falls apart, I get to be Ollie out again. I kind of, there's part of it respects it because I'm like with Chelsea fans when they didn't even win a few games, it was like we're winning the league. Lampard's the man, our team's brilliant. They just went all in, they put all their chips in. The Ollie Outers are going the other way with it. They're like, oh, we can win the league. And if we don't, we're going to just, they're publicly saying, but we'll destroy it with Ollie if he doesn't do it. At least they're being honest about it. There's an element of me that just sort of respects the bolshiness of it, really. We have another super chat here. As a Chelsea fan, I think Arsenal have a bigger chance of finishing in the top 4 than we do. Chelsea is a big mess. Arsenal looks like a proper.
I wouldn't say bigger chance. I think equal chance, maybe.
Let me say my thing quick. Let me say my thing, innit? I don't actually think, like I said, Brandon said it, look, 3 teams in it. Fair enough, you got to give Chelsea some credit because they are a big club. Just right now, they're not a big team like us. We're a club, big team. We're not great right now, innit? Yeah, cool. But the other 2 teams, we should be beating them on any other day. You get what I'm saying? So I just, like I've been saying, innit, unless he goes on like an 8 to 10 game win bounce, then I still see the same problems. But we are playing better football. Don't get it twisted. Now he's playing Smith-Rowe. I've been calling for the longest on this show to play a cam. No one say that I haven't. I've been saying Cam, hence my name, Cam. Yeah, I've been saying it. He started to play Smith Rowe. I just want to see what he does in January. If he can bring in a Cam or somehow inject the Ozil back into the squad, which obviously no one really sees happening.
Yeah, Terry, can you bring up the next 5 games?
One game at a time, bro.
Yeah, I can.
Palace, Newcastle.
Exactly, because we got the FA Cup.
Yes, Newcastle back.
And I don't want to come back from the FA Cup after that break, and then we end up losing.
Guys,
See, this is the thing about Arsenal. After breaks, it goes either one way or another for us.
one game at a time.
Yeah,
Guys, 1 sec. So in terms of next Premier League games, Palace, Newcastle, Southampton, Man United, Wolves. I mean, that is a tough run of games to be fair.
Bro.
Tough for the mighty Arsenal.
No, come on, bro. Come on.
KJ, allow it, bro. Hey,
Before
KJ, I see you goading us, bro. Why are you goading so much? Why can't you just be happy? See, we don't goad you for being second, do we? We don't goad you for being second.
People call me a hater, and I'm giving you guys praise, and now you guys don't praise
It's
me.
not genuine, bro.
No, it's not what you. No. Do you know what you remind me of? You remind me of Snoop Dogg when he was talking about Eminem, bro. You remind me of Snoop Dogg when he was talking about Eminem, innit? He's like, he's my brother, innit? But it was the tone of voice he was using.
No, listen. I mean, I really like Saka. That's genuine. I thought that goal was is genuine. I've said your relegation battle was over before any other rival fan, and I got laughed at for it. Like, I'm giving you guys the props you deserve right now. And man, you don't want it, okay?
No, you are.
Yeah,
But
I'm saying Spud. I'm saying Spud.
you're adding that little cherry on top.
What little cherry?
Exactly what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's the cherry on top. He knows it. Look, he's smiling because he knows, bro.
Listen, I want to see where we are after the Newcastle game.
After the United game, after the Aston Villa game, that's what I want.
I'm going to compare it to Chelsea's. One of the viewers wants to see Chelsea's. Chelsea's is going up now. Chelsea played City, Fulham, Leicester, Wolves, Burnley. That's not that hard, bruv. City are watched. Fulham, Leicester, okay.
Leicester away.
Wolves, you should be beating Wolves, man. Man United just beat them. Man United, we've got a PE teacher. We beat them, no problems. And then you got Burnley, easy. And then
look at where we're playing, Terry, man. Look at where we're playing. Do you believe we can win those games? Because I am very skeptical right now.
Hang on, bro.
Let me ask a question.
Go on, mate. Go on, bro.
Why is it that Chelsea fans they seem to be very reactionary, and this is surprising. I don't know if you lot are doing it on purpose or if this is something you genuinely believe, but why are you now all saying, "Oh, Lampard's not great. Oh, we're not gonna do this. We're out the title race. I'm scared for our hopes for the future." Like, what are you saying? None of you really believe.
Let me see it for myself, Adam. Yeah,
I don't care.
KJ asked me the other day, "Are you like title like charged?" I said yes, but I just don't think we'll win it. There's actually a massive difference. So like, I don't think we're gonna necessarily flop this season. But then again, getting 5th or 4th, being like 10 points off, might be seen as a flop. But it's not a flop for Lampard. Do you know what I mean? So like, that's why. I'm not Lampard out, but I'm just saying we ain't playing that well. That's why I'm a bit worried for these games.
What game will be your breaking point?
Probably tomorrow, bro. I can't lie. If we don't win tomorrow,
we don't win tomorrow. It's over.
You don't beat a team that got over 100 or nearly 200 points across 2 seasons. It's breaking point for you. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't.
I get you mean, but like,
some breaking point.
I'm gonna be completely serious now. What's happening right now with Arsenal, United, Chelsea, Spurs, with these 4 clubs, we are always used to our teams letting us down in some way, shape, or form. And whenever we see good bits of form or good bits of play, we get to a point where, like, yes, we're getting back to a level where then we stop ourselves. Because it's kind of like, but we've seen this before. And everyone, right now, it's like passing the bomb. Like, you know, remember that game, Hot Potato, where you have the ball and you count it down and you have to keep passing it around? That's all everyone's doing right now. We're all like, no, you guys are better than us. No, you guys are, because no one wants to be the ones to flop. And that's all that's happening right now. You know, for everybody.
You know, Chelsea can't even include themselves in that, though. Because Chelsea aren't bottlers. Over the last 10 years, Chelsea have won 2 titles, a Champions League, and a Europa League. Chelsea can't ever claim to be in that conversation.
Do you know what I think?
Hear them talking like this.
I think it comes down to is fans of people can't handle the banter. I've been saying this for years. People can't handle the banter. They bend over, either bend over and twerk for rivals generally, or what they do is they just don't accept where they are. Now, I've said on a few occasions, like there's certain things I need to see before I say Man United are in a title race. We're almost there. And we beat Burnley and get something positive against Liverpool, I will say, yeah, we're in it. And I'll criticize if we lose it and fall away. And I'll be happy if we stick with it. I'm not going to put the expectation on us winning the league. But I can take the rival from the banter from rivals if it doesn't work. Most people can't. A lot of people would rather shoot their own club, like shoot fire at their own club. So rivals leave them alone. It's safety for them, bro. That's all it really comes down to for me. And Chelsea fans went all in a few weeks ago. And they have felt the heat. They have felt the heat. They've all received.
Not all, Terry. Not all. Because small minority had a loud voice.
No. But you've all felt the heat based on the noise they've made. So you're all like, do you know what? I'd rather say we're dead. I'd rather say we're trash. When I say that, I get left alone. It's a vaccine basically for you. It's basically a vaccine for fans. If you slag your own team off, you get left alone. It happened. I've been on the socials too long. I see it. I've got one more super chat to do before the stream ends. Arsenal's fortune changed when Arteta was forced to change the players due to suspended illness in the team. Before that, nothing would have changed. Chris, I think it's more than that, though. He had to change the way he told them to play. He had to say it. You know, the way he told them, way he was telling them and instructing them to play. I think that's a key thing not to miss out. Thank you to DJ for becoming an official first team member of the football team. We've got brand new emojis on the way soon as well. I'm almost finished making them as well. So thank you very, very much for signing up to becoming a member. I want to say here, stop it, Terry. You're in a title race. Not yet.
Mathematically, yes, we are in a title race. Yes,
mathematically, not mentally, and that's
Terry,
the thing.
Can I just ask a quick question to all the Chelsea fans out there as well? If Arsenal was to finish above you after spending £250 million in the summer, how embarrassing would that be for you? And would you then have to get rid of Lampard, regardless of whether you're Lampard in or out?
It's time to go! Above when you finish 8th last season, that's the first thing. Second thing is, if that happened, it'd be very embarrassing because you man were dead a few games ago, and I'm not going to get gassed by your little turnaround in forms. Let's see. If Chelsea continue in this form, then it shouldn't be as much of a surprise because Lampard's a crap manager according to everyone. So it is what it is.
No,
yeah,
I'm not having that.
See, can I say one thing?
I'm not having that.
You see this Chelsea-Arsenal rivalry right now, yeah? The reason why it runs personal with me, innit, yeah, is because my partner's side are all Chelsea, innit? Yeah, and they're always, and the dad's always golding me, yeah?
Because you're ginger, bro.
No, he's golding me, yeah? He does that as well. Don't get it twisted. But I'll come back with, obviously, don't get jealous because I've got more hair here than you have on your, you know. But anyway, yeah. So this one, I have to say it because I haven't been on since. Obviously, 3-1, yeah.
There we go. Nicole Rogers here, one of our members, says City have 5 players out. I see Chelsea winning, actually. That's also what would be really embarrassing as well. Like City has got a ravaged squad as well.
Chelsea will win tomorrow.
Chelsea will win tomorrow. There's another one out. They've just had another COVID test.
KJ said
this is a perfect setup.
No, KJ's judge. Chelsea's judge will come.
Yeah, KJ, don't say nothing because you and Terry said the Arsenal game, and look what happened.
No, Chelsea are going to win. Chelsea are going to win.
Bro.
Chelsea are going to beat City.
Chelsea judge don't what?
Guys, you can't use my score predictions as a shield to protect Lampard's bad management, brother. I don't have that power. Do you get what I mean? Otherwise, I would just predict that I'm not going to win the lottery and win it, wouldn't I? Come on, bruv. Be stronger than that. That's some alpha still. Listen, everyone who's tuned in this evening, thank you. Smash the like button. Hit the share button. We've got the fan channel review show coming out at about 11:30. So all of you tuning in right now, let it drop. There's a really funny Villa fan on there, which is good. And we do have a time hopper as well. We go back and look at some tweets and some articles and some whatnots from just before we signed Bruno Fernandes as well. There's some amazing shit in there. So make sure you're tuning in. I'm dropping it about 11:30. Back tomorrow with more content for you. Go on, Cam.
And Terry, can I quickly say one thing? Sorry, before you leave. Obviously, Sarcasm City, we've started a new Gunners talk every Monday at 9 p.m. as well. So I'll be there hosting that. So obviously we just started it, so I need to quickly shout out if it's all right with
cool.
you.
Well, that's exactly the same time as our Arsenal podcast goes live on the air. But apart from that, it's all good.
Is that why he's done it? Is that why Flawless done it? Ah, this hater. I knew he done it for us.
There we go. Listen, until then, everyone, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless, and we'll see you.